Disassembling the body, I'm checking for individual parts and the things that I need to sculpt and to modify. So we'll start with the legs. I'll have to shave off the leggings, this kunai band. I'll have to shave all of this, including the boots. So we'll remove the feet, and I'll start shaving off the surface details. So I've done a rough shaving of the surface details. As you can see, it is possible. I think we can do this, but we'll need to do a lot more sanding with through different grits to make this smooth and to make this in a one continuous surface. So I'll continue sanding this until it's all smooth, and we'll paint this flesh tone. I've also started to shave off the torso for Ino. This has to be very smooth, and we have to get rid of the details of the clothing so that it'll be like her flesh skin. But I would need to add a little bit of her bust so that it'll be more anime accurate to Ino. I am so sorry, Sakura. So I've taken a Figma archetype Chi. It's an extra that I have lying around here. So I've taken off the front part only and attached it to the torso of the Anime Heroes Sakura. Now what I need to do is apply epoxy putty across the body so that it will be seamless using the epoxy sculpt. Here's the results of the applied epoxy putty on the body so that the chest is now seamless across the torso. Now we'll have to shave this down and get it ready for painting the flesh skin tone. Fast forward look on the painted 3D printed head sculpt of Ino. So I've painted it the skin tone, painted her hair light yellow, and I've added white to her eye bases. Finally, the modified parts for the Anime Heroes Sakura are dry. I've already painted them flesh skin tone, and now let's look at it all together. I think we somehow pulled it off, everybody. I think now we have a good base to start with. We've achieved our goal to make everything flesh skin tone and ready for Ino's fabric clothing. Starting with her top, I used this template over here, and I used a cotton spandex deep purple for her clothing. This is a halter crop top, if I'm not mistaken. So I just cut two pieces of fabric and flipping it over, and we have something like this. It's in a good size, but I'll have to finalize all my measurements and all my edges, like the bottom part of the crop top, a bigger armhole for her sides, and a shorter neck piece. Now I use this pattern over here and the same cotton spandex deep purple for her skirt. So I always make a big skirt so that it's easier to cut and to shorten it. So this is definitely way bigger, so I'll need to fold this in half, and let's just gauge it around her body. This looks good, but we definitely need to shorten this and finalize our measurements. And her opening of the skirt is in her front side, so we will do that and fix everything. I also bought this tulle or this mesh kind of fabric for her elbows, her knees, and some part of her cycling clothing so that we'll get that diamond pattern across her body parts. So I'll be applying this and I'll just show you all the results. Fast forward look on the work that I've done on her legs. So she wears something like this in the anime. One side is this mesh cycling, on the other side is this white wrap that holds the kunai holder. And I used the mesh tulle fabric. I folded the edges so that we have a clean edge, and then I have glued it around her knees. And luckily it's very flexible so that even if we bend the knee, the tulle or the mesh fabric goes along with it. Fast forward, I've applied everything and finalized everything onto the body. So I did a mini cut on the skirt at the back so that it fits better, and I've already applied the halter top onto the body. The last thing to do is apply the mesh fabric on her elbows, and we'll be done with her clothing. Here is the head sculpt, so I am now finalizing the front bangs on her face, and we'll be adding a peg at the back so that the ponytail will be articulated. Ino is done. Let's see full figure. Tada! Finally, Ino Yamanaka custom is finished. This was a really challenging project, but at the same time I enjoyed the process of this build because when I started my customizing journey, I got used to modifying different body parts, not just using a blank base body, but I would modify the Meliodas Figma body part, Meliodas body into something else. So I really missed that part, and I got to apply that here on a different scale, on a different level, on this Ino custom. I'm very proud of the results of this figure. I think the mesh tool fabric on her knees and her elbows works really well, and it's a very straightforward build. It was just really the modifying of her body that was the challenge here, and with her very iconic mind transfer jutsu pose, I really like that. And she has a hair that is articulated, and everything is very solid. Her joints are really good, and overall this is a really fun build. Not so much for her accessories. I just used the Anime Heroes kunai and paper bombs, and of course alternate hands for this Ino custom. As you can see, this is the head sculpt of the Sakura and what is left of her body. What are we waiting for? Let's jump straight to action poses. Thank you so much, guys.